The circulatory system. The circulatory system, also known as the cardiovascular system, consists of the organs and fluids that transport materials across the body. The circulatory system is composed of the heart, blood, and blood vessels such as veins, arteries and capillaries. The functions of the circulatory system are to transport nutrients, gases, and waste products around the body, to protect the body from infection and blood loss, to help the body maintain a constant body temperature or thermoregulation, to help maintain fluid balance within the body. The two types of circulatory system. Closed circulatory system. The heart pumps blood through vessels that are separate from the interstitial fluid of the body. Found in most vertebrates and some invertebrates, such as an annelid earthworm. Open circulatory systems. A process where fluid called hemolymph is pumped through a blood vessel that empties into the body cavity. Hemolymph then returns to the blood vessel through openings called ostia. Commonly found in arthropods, such as bee and most mollusks. The human heart is an organ that pumps blood throughout the body via the different vessels, supplying oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and removing carbon dioxide and other wastes in the body. The chambers of the heart. The heart is a muscular organ about the size of a fist, located just behind and slightly left of the breastbone. The heart pumps blood through the network of arteries and veins called the cardiovascular system. The heart has 4 chambers. The right atrium receives blood from the veins and pumps it to the right ventricle. The right ventricle receives blood from the right atrium and pumps it to the lungs, where it is loaded with oxygen. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs and pumps it to the left ventricle. The left ventricle, the strongest chamber, pumps oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body. The left ventricle's vigorous contractions create our blood pressure. Heartbeat. A heartbeat is a 2-part pumping action that takes about a second. As blood collects in the upper chambers, the right and left atria, the heart's natural pacemaker, the SA node, sends out an electrical signal that causes the atria to contract. A normal resting heart rate for adults ranges from 60 to 100 beats per minute. Systole. This is when the ventricles contract and pump blood into the aorta and pulmonary artery. Diastole. This is when the atrioventricular valves open and the ventricles relax. The valves of the heart. The valves of the heart prevent the backward flow of blood as it is pumped into and out of your heart. The tricuspid valve separates the right atrium from the right ventricle. The mitral valve separates the left atrium from the left ventricle. The pulmonic valve is between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, which carries blood to the lungs. The aortic valve is between the left ventricle and the aorta, which carries blood to the body. The blood vessels. Blood vessel is a vessel in the human or animal body in which blood circulates. Blood vessels are composed of veins, arteries, and capillaries. The vein. A vein is an elastic blood vessel that transports blood from various regions of the body to the heart. Unlike the high-pressure arterial system, the venous system is a low-pressure system that relies on muscle contractions to return blood to the heart. Sometimes vein problems can occur, most commonly due to either a blood clot or a vein defect. The biggest vein is called the vena cava. The artery. Arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart under pressure. This blood is usually oxygenated, except for that in the pulmonary artery, which carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. The biggest artery is called the aorta. The capillary. Capillaries are very tiny blood vessels so small that a single red blood cell can barely fit through them. They help to connect your arteries and veins in addition to facilitating the exchange of certain elements between your blood and tissues. The blood. Blood, fluid that transports oxygen and nutrients to the cells and carries away carbon dioxide and other waste products. Technically, blood is a transport liquid pumped by the heart, or an equivalent structure, to all parts of the body, after which it is returned to the heart to repeat the process. Blood is both a tissue and a fluid. It is a tissue because it is a collection of similar specialized cells that serve functions. These cells are suspended in a liquid matrix, plasma, which makes the blood a fluid. If blood flow ceases, death will occur within minutes because of the effects of an unfavorable environment on highly compositions of the blood plasma. Blood plasma is a mixture of proteins, enzymes, nutrients, wastes, hormones and gases. Blood plasma is the clear, straw-colored liquid portion of blood that remains after red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and other cellular components are removed. It is the single largest component of human blood, comprising about 55%, and contains water, salts, enzymes, antibodies, and other proteins. Composed of 90% water, plasma is a transporting medium for cells and a variety of substances vital to the human body. Plasma carries out a variety of functions in the body, including clotting blood, fighting diseases, and other critical functions. Compositions of the blood, the red blood cells. Red blood cells, RBCs, also known as erythrocytes, have two main functions. One is to pick up oxygen from the lungs and deliver it to tissues elsewhere. Second is to pick up carbon dioxide from other tissues and unload it in the lungs. An erythrocyte is a disc-shaped cell with a thick rim and a thin sunken center. The plasma membrane of a mature RBC has glycoproteins and glycolipids that determine a person's blood type. On its inner surface are two proteins called spectrin and actin that give the membrane resilience and durability. This allows the RBCs to stretch, bend, and fold as they squeeze through small blood vessels, and to spring back to their original shape as they pass through larger vessels. Compositions of the blood, the white blood cells. White blood cells, leukocytes, are immune system cells that protect the body against diseases and foreign invaders. While they vary in size, they are generally the largest cell type found in the blood. White blood cells reside throughout the body. Compositions of the blood, the platelets. Platelets are tiny blood cells that help your body form clots to stop bleeding. If one of your blood vessels gets damaged, it sends out signals to the platelets. The platelets then rush to the site of damage. They form a plug, clot, to fix the damage. The process of spreading across the surface of a damaged blood vessel to stop bleeding is called adhesion. This is because when platelets get to the site of the injury, they grow sticky tentacles that help them stick, adhere, to one another. They also send out chemical signals to attract more platelets. The additional platelets pile onto the clot in a process called aggregation. A normal platelet count ranges from 150,000 to 450,000 platelets per microliter of blood. Having more than 450,000 platelets is a condition called thrombocytosis. Having less than 150,000 is known as thrombocytopenia. God bless. And thank you very much.